Hello students. In this video we are going to discuss about modern periodic table. It was introduced by Henry Moseley in 1913. He found that atomic number is the fundamental property that determines the properties of an element. Atomic number is the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom and it is represented by capital letter Z. In an atom, number of protons and number of electrons are equal. Thus, atomic number also gives us an idea about the number of electrons also. So, Henry Moseley arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic numbers in his modern periodic table, and he found that when the elements are arranged in this order, their properties repeated after regular intervals. On this basis, he formulated a law and it is known as modern periodic law. And it states that properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic number. This is modern periodic table, and in this table there are 18 vertical columns known as groups and 7 horizontal rows known as periods. The first group elements are called alkali metals. Second group elements are called alkaline earth metals. Elements from group 3 to Group 12 are called transition elements. Elements in group 13 are called boron family. Elements in group 14 are called carbon family. Elements in group 15 are called nitrogen family. Elements in group 16 are called oxygen family or chalcogens. Elements in group 17 are called halogens. Elements in group 18 are called noble gases. And at the bottom portion of this periodic table, there are two separate rows of elements, and these elements are called inner transition elements. Within a group, all the elements have same number of valence electrons, and the number of shells in the electronic configuration of the elements increases as we go down the group. For example, these are the three elements, that is lithium, sodium and potassium in the first group. Atomic number of lithium is 3 and its electronic configuration is 2, 1. Atomic number of sodium is 11 and its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Atomic number of potassium is 19 and its electronic configuration is 2881. In all these elements, the number of electrons in the outermost shell, that is, number of valence electrons is 1. Thus, within a group, all elements have the same number of valence electrons. From these examples, it is clear that as we go down the group, the number of shells in the electronic configuration of an atom increases. That is, in lithium, electrons occupy in 2 shells. In sodium, electrons occupy in 3 shells, whereas in potassium, electrons occupy in 4 shells. Similarly, within a period, all the elements have same number of shells in their electronic configuration. For example, these are the electronic configurations of the elements in the second period of the modern periodic table, and it is clear that all these elements have different number of valence electrons, but all these elements have same number of shells in their electronic configuration. Thus, the atoms of different elements with the same number of occupied shells are placed in the same period. In modern periodic table, there are two elements in the first period. The second and third period contain 8 elements each. Fourth and fifth period contain 18 elements each. Sixth period contains 32 elements. Seventh period is an incomplete period. We can explain the number of elements in these periods based on how electrons are filled into various shells. This is the formula for calculating the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell, and n is the number of the given shell from the nucleus. According to this formula, the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in K shell, that is first shell, is equal to 2 into 1 square, that is equal to 2. Hence, the first period has 2 elements, and the elements in the first period contain only K shell in their electronic configuration. Similarly, L shell can accommodate maximum 8 electrons. Thus, the second period has 8 elements, and the elements in the second period contain K and L shell in their electronic configuration. M shell can accommodate maximum 18 number of electrons, but the outermost shell can have only 8 electrons. So the third period also has only 8 elements. This is well explained in the new method of writing electronic configuration of an element based on quantum mechanical model of atom that you will study in higher classes. Actually, the method of writing electronic configuration of an element as 2, 8, 18 in various shells is based on Bohr atom model. Next topic, trends in the modern periodic table. Let us discuss how certain properties of the elements vary according to the arrangement of elements in the modern periodic table. And the first property is valency. It is the combining capacity of an element, that is, the number of electrons gained or lost by an atom of an element in order to attain octet. It is called the valency of that element. It is determined by the number of valence electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom of an element. Within a group, the valency remains the same. It is because within a group, the number of valence electrons are same. For example, these are some elements in the first group, and the electronic configurations of these elements contain only one electron in the outermost shell. By losing that electron, it will attain stable electronic configuration, that is completely filled electronic configuration. So, the valency of all the first group elements is 1. Next, these are the elements in the second period. All these elements have different number of valence electrons. Their valencies are given in the last column. As we move from left to right, the valencies of these elements first increases from 1 to 4, then decreases up to 0. That is, up to the valency 4, the elements have the tendency to lose electrons in order to attain octet, and after the valency 4, the elements have a tendency to gain electrons in order to attain octet. And when the valency is 4, the elements have a tendency to share electrons in order to form a bond. That is the situation of covalent bond formation. The last element in each period are noble gases. In this period, it is neon, and the valency of all noble gases is 0. That is, noble gases neither gain nor lose electrons. It is because noble gases have completely filled electronic configuration. You have to study the variation in valency of an element in a period and in a group up to 20 elements. Next property, atomic size. It is the radius of an atom, that is, it is the distance between center of the nucleus and the outermost shell of an isolated atom. What do you mean by an isolated atom? That atom is independent of other atoms, isn't it? Atomic size is usually expressed in picometer. It is written as small letters pm. For example, atomic size of hydrogen atom is 37 picometer. 1 picometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 12 meter. Within a group, as we move from top to bottom, the atomic size increases. It is due to the increase in number of shells in the electronic configuration of an atom. But within a period, as we move from left to right, the atomic radius or atomic size decreases. It is because as we move from left to right, the atomic number increases and the number of positively charged protons in the nucleus of an atom also increases. As a result, the nuclear charge increases, but the number of shells remains the same along a period. Thus, electrons are tend to pull closer to the nucleus and reduces the size of the atom. Next, metallic and non-metallic properties. As we move from left to right across a period in the modern periodic table, the metallic property of elements decreases and the non-metallic property of elements increases. Thus, the elements at the left hand side of the periodic table are metals, for example sodium, magnesium, etc. At the same time, the elements at the right hand side of the periodic table are non-metals, for example sulfur, chlorine, etc. In the modern periodic table, a zigzag line separates metals from non-metals. These borderline elements are intermediate in properties and are called metalloids or semi-metals. Example: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium and polonium. Usually, metals have a tendency to lose electrons while forming bonds and they are electropositive in nature. But in the case of non-metals, they have a tendency to gain electrons and we can say that they are electronegative in nature. As we move from left to right across a period, the electropositive nature of elements decreases. At the same time, electronegative nature increases. It is because as we move from left to right across a period, the effective nuclear charge acting on the valence shell electrons increases and the tendency to lose electrons will decrease. But within a group, the tendency to lose electrons increases due to increase in number of shells. This is because as we move from top to bottom within a group, the number of shells in the electronic configuration of elements increases and the outermost electrons are farther away from the nucleus. Therefore, these can be lost easily. Hence, the metallic character decreases across a period and increases down a group. You know that oxides of metals are basic and that of non-metals are acidic in nature. Thus, by knowing the metallic or non-metallic nature of elements, we can predict the acidity or basicity of their oxides. I hope you understood the topic. Okay, thank you.